Yo, what up YouTube? Another one for Journal. Basically just an update to say that I'm still not smoking. I've lost track of how long I've done now. So I stopped on the 9th, so I'm on the 4th day. I'll say 4th day because I'm not, I'm not quite over 4 days, because on the 9th I smoked about 4 cigs in the morning and then my tobacco ran out. I was supposed to actually stop on the 10th, but I decided to stop on the 9th because my tobacco ran out. So basically, here we are, 3 and a bit days later. The majority of 4 days, because I think I'd stopped around 9-10 o'clock in the morning, and it's now coming up to 10 o'clock in the evening on, what day are we on again? Friday night, as if it's Friday. So yeah, definitely over the hard part. So I suppose make a couple of comments on what I've been going through with it. So first of all, I've tried to stop smoking many a times. Back when I used to smoke weed, every now and again I'd try and stop both, and it'd usually last about half a day or something. But I managed to stop smoking weed about probably 10 months ago now, roughly. And then my cigarette smoking went through the roof, and then I tried to get control of it, but I couldn't get it down to, I'd say, less than 40 a day, which is way too much to be smoking, do you know what I mean? So I just went cold turkey eventually, basically. Now, when I say cold turkey, I mean I've used all the stuff that helps you stop smoking, like pouches. In fact, is it on this arm? I've got my pouch on now. I've been using Nicorette gum mixed with regular chewing gum to make it taste a bit better. The inhalator things and a vape. Now, as I keep saying, a lot of people sort of swap cigs for the vape, but in the long run, I don't plan to do that. As soon as I get totally over the cravings, I plan to give up with the vape. All the smoking help, basically, My aim is to be smoke free completely and not having cravings for January. So, it's one of them. I've still got a long way to go. Like I say, I'm only like 3 3/4 of a day into it, so I've got a long way to go. And every now and again, I do get cravings. But like I said, I've been through the hard part, so I just keep reminding myself I'm over the hard part now. Now, when I was going through the difficult part, there were a couple of things that kept me going. Number one is my daughter. It's the main reason I'm sorting my life out, basically, is for my kid. Number two is my own health, obviously. And I think my family would like to see me stopped. And like I say, when there was one particular night, I think it was the second day or the third day. Must have been second day because it was yesterday. So basically, I was laid in bed one evening, and I couldn't sleep, and I was really craving, and I kept on, my mind would try to trick me into giving in, basically. But basically, I kept on looking at my photo of my little girl, because I have a photo of her in bedroom. So that kept pushing me. And also, I've been comparing it to illness. So when I get a craving, for example, I've been telling myself, well, I've been through much worse in my life, than what I'm experiencing. So I can do this. And then thinking about, for example, illness. So when you're poorly, like flu or whatever, you have no choice but to put up with it, do you? Do you know what I mean? And that's way worse than the cravings. Like the cravings just do your head in. But like, see, when you're poorly, you're struggling to breathe, you're coughing shit up, do you know what I mean? And so basically, you have no choice then but to get through it. So I've been sort of using that as a comparison a little bit. And what else? When I'm really blagged, obviously I've been having a little 2 on vape and stuff. And another thing I've been doing is try to work out a little bit. Although my chest is absolutely ragged as we speak, but like every now and again I'll do a little 5-10 minute workout. Don't know what, I haven't really timed it as such, but what I've been doing is mainly press ups and sit ups. I'm trying to get rid of my belly because I want to get my 6-pack back basically. When I was young, I used to have a natural 6-pack. Just always had it. And now I'm nearly 40. I'm looking like, or to me at least, I'm looking almost like I'm pregnant from the side. So I'm trying to get rid of that, get that back to a 6-pack, and just generally build not bodybuild, but build my muscle back up. And there's another thing, I don't know what to call it. I think it's just called climbing, even though it's technically not climbing, but it's like a military drill where you're in the press up position and you're just doing your legs basically, whatever that's called. Because to me it's pointless just doing an upper body workout. You may as well go for the full, try and do something all round. I've been meaning to go for jogs, but I haven't done that yet. I do get out on a push bike, but I did that anyway. I tend to nowadays just go to the shop on it. Tried getting a new trials bike the other day because when I was young I used to love me trials riding, and I was thinking that'll help with my cravings because it'll keep me occupied. But I didn't. I got outbidded on the bike, unfortunately, and it would have been ideal because it happened to be in my hometown, not my hometown, my local town. So all I'd have had to do is go and pick it up, basically. And so I'm not giving up on that. I've got my eye out for a new trials bike. I'm thinking about getting some new inline skates as well, because I used to do a lot of inline skating when I was young, and I wouldn't mind getting into a little bit of that as well. Both of which I'm not going to be going mad on because I can't be dealing with putting myself in hospital like I did when I was a kid. You know what I mean? But just to keep fit and keep active more than all. Not to be like number one at the sport or anything. Basically, just enjoy myself and do it. Still got BMX, so technically I could go out on BMX and stuff. In fact, I might. And I don't know what else to say. Another thing that's been helping me is these licorice sticks. These are really good if you're a smoker trying to give up smoking. Even if you're not actually stopped, start using these, and cigs taste awful after one of these. So it'll cut your smoking down anyway, and then you can sort of build up your mentality to do it or whatever. What else? Yeah, it's just really, like I say, it's another journal update. Today's the 12th of December, and it's just really about me smoking, really. I'm about to, even though my chest's killing, I'm about to go do another workout, so do that. I think I said in the last video I'm wanting to learn combatants for a personal goal, really, so I can protect myself and my little girl and things like that. So I've been looking more and more into stuff like that. Still doing my horizons over in Scarborough, and I've joined a stopping smoking thing, which I went to earlier today actually, which is basically, if you join up, I don't know about in other countries, but in the UK, if you join up to stuff like that, I don't know about, it might depend on how your lifestyle is. Like, for example, if you're working self-employed or on benefits or whatever, on whether or not you end up having to pay for a prescription. But I'm on universal credit, so I don't need to pay for my prescription. Basically, I just go there and they give me a prescription for the inhalators and the pouches, basically. Although I did pay for the gum, quite surprised at how much it costs, because you would think that for people trying to kick an addiction, they'd make that stuff a lot cheaper than what it is, to be honest. But to me, it's worth paying it. If you're determined to stop smoking or whatever, it's worth the money, do you know what I mean? All of it is, in the long run it'd save you a fortune, especially compared to today's cigarette and nicotine prices, do you know what I mean? Let's face it, I think 50 gram of baccy from petrol garage, because that's what's closest to me, basically. A petrol garage is like 45 quid roughly, or nearly 50 quid nowadays, which is scandalous. I think when I first started smoking, it'd have been more like 20 quid. In fact, I think it was like 15 for a 50 gram back then. But I can fill my car up for that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like I say, still ongoing, still keeping up to it. Definitely over the difficult bit, and just keep reminding myself of that now. And hopefully this time, in 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be a non-smoker, because it'll be January by then. And once I'm off the fags, I'm definitely never going back to it. No way in heck am I going back to it, because it's too addictive. Do you know what I mean? And I've been a smoker for far too long now. And yeah, basically, I'm so glad to have gotten over this part. Because that's the hard bit, basically. But like I say, still got a lot of work to do. Still got a long way to go. Addiction's really difficult for anybody. But if you're mentally ready, which I were and I were, like, how do I explain it? Coming up to doing this, I've been dreading it, because I'm thinking, I know how difficult it can be. Now, I don't know if it's because I've dreaded it so much in my mind, but I've been determined at the same time. So when I've actually got off my butt and done it, like I say, I struggled like mad at first, but once I've overcome them first few days, I'm keeping on going now, and I'm never gonna, like, if I'm successful till January, come January, I'm never gonna touch a cig ever again, because just, no good for you whatsoever. So yeah, here we are. Let's see if we make it to January with the non-smoking thing, and I think that'll do for this journal, because there isn't really a lot more I've done in that time. I've just been focusing on kicking my habit, basically. I think I mentioned about that property on my last video, so I think it seems like the property that I were on about has possibly fallen through, but it is what it is. Neighbours have been rowdy as fuck round the clock, but I think my upstairs one's actually asleep right now. He goes to sleep early and then he's up all night. And yeah, just focusing on getting right. So peace and one love, YouTube. I'm out.